So, but I've got some tips, and as I said, this is what they told me. And tell me, and I will forget. Show me, and I may remember. Involve me, and I will understand. So, my course, I will take what they call a field and forum approach. You can't leave here for field visits for these 3 hours, but I will try to bring in practices from outside. Like today, I will have a speaker who comes in at 4:30 to talk about their experience of using one of the performance measurement tools, Balance Scorecard. So I'll try to have more discussions and involvement. And this is a challenge for me, but also an interesting experience, because just preparing for this course, do you know what this course is? The name? Yes. One of the core course, performance measurement, organization, performance measurement, and evaluation. So this is an area of work which, to me, I have done not enough. So it's a good subject for me to reflect, and also a subject that I can also discuss and work with you to see how you can do better than I did when I was a practitioner in your own areas of work. So this is my approach. I will start with the course introduction. And if you go onto the Moodle, you can see the course outline. And this is a core course, as said, a so-called method course. But I will not just talk about methods. It's too dry. I will talk about the concept, performance as a concept, as an agenda, and as a tool. So the course is organized into basically 2 parts: performance evaluation at the program level, tools at the program level, and performance measurement at the organization level. The whole organization, your impact, and your performance. And you can see from the course outline that altogether, I've added 1 more session. There are 7 lectures and 2 tutorials, altogether 7 campus teaching sessions, and 4 online learning, which you go online, load onto the learning package by yourself. And so 9 plus 4, that's 13. And for each of these sessions, be it the campus class session or the online session, I will have an exercise sheet at the end. And this is important because this counts into the assessment. And those who are absent from class, that's your problem. That's why we have the video. You have to go through it yourself, but it will be, difficult for going through a 3-hour session. And you have to, if you want back the assessment and points out of the class, you have to fill in the class assessment sheet. And each of the sheet will count 5 marks to your 100% course assessment gradings. So it's more or less you earn your assessment points while going through the class. And for each of the sessions, I have required readings and recommended readings. And as they're told, the required readings, actually 2 to 3 articles for each class. So try to look at it. It's the background where I will draw reference from in preparing the lectures. The recommended readings are the more in-depth that you can read and not read. But those important readings or articles from the recommended list, I will raise at each lecture. And going to the course outline, which I think you'll be more interested in, it's the assessment. Because this course will finish by December. It's a very compact program. I really don't envy you. And the all course assessment have to submit it back to the faculty for us. I mean, all the gradings, I have to give them back by the 23rd of December. So you have to give me everything 2 weeks before that. So other than each class, I have a class exercise sheet. It's only 1 page. You write it down and you go, and that's 5 points if you answer it. And but the other 2 assessment, one is the tutorial. You go onto the Moodle. I have the instructions for the tutorial. The tutorial and the integrated paper are the 2 assessment. The tutorial takes 20 marks, and the integrated paper 25 marks. The tutorial, you are to work in groups. So the first tutorial session will be November the 7th afternoon. The second tutorial session will be the last class, December 5th. And for tutorial session, I hope you can work in groups. Not hope, you have to work in groups, in either groups of 2 to 4. Because why? Because I want you to learn from each other. The tutorial it's a PowerPoint presentation. For groups of 2, there's a time limit for it. Groups of 3, 4, it's a time limit. And usually the number of PowerPoints is equivalent to the number of minutes in preparing. I mean, 5 or more or less. So for the tutorial session, for presentation, you choose a topic, be it at the program level or the organization level of performance measurement. You can choose an issue. You can choose a tool. Research into it and think of how you apply it in a real setting. So for tutorial, it's a group work. You do a PowerPoint presentation. And for the integrated paper is an individual paper. So the question is the same. If you chose a topic that's on the program level, you cannot use it as your paper. You have to choose an organization level topic. So that means you can really, use these as a reflection and write down your observation and try to apply it. So this is how it works. You can read through the instructions and we can discuss it later. So this is about the course outline, and I've put down roughly the marking sheet for the 2 Turnitin assessment, and the class assessment or class exercise sheet, I will give it out at every class. And for this class session, this is a sample, which you see it's really simple. If you stay in class, then stay awake in class, I mean, then you can easily go through. Okay, so that's so today. So much so for the course introduction. So each one sheet. So you hand it to me afterwards. Very simple, huh? No need for required readings for that. Don't do anything. Don't write anything yet. Just listen to me. I will give you time to do it, and because it's part of the exercise. And this is the lesson plan today. We have the first. I've done this already, and you can see from the class exercise sheet, because I think learning from each other, as I have listened to your introduction and learning as an adult learning process, I mean, there should be more interaction. So I'd like to hear from you your experience of performance measurement. And I would like you to hear among your classmates their experience. And you can look at the sheet now, and what do you think now? It's performance measurement. What is performance measurement or assessment? For what and for whom? So you'll be given 5 minutes to fill in that one, and then I will tell you what to do next. And then I will talk here, and then we have a speaker who will speak on one of the management tools, because I have to squeeze in everything and, within 9 lecture sessions. So for the organization level management tools, I will talk about 4. There are loads of it, but I think these is a good representative and easily used. The logic model, balanced scorecard, strategic planning, and KPI, key performance indicators. For balanced scorecard and strategic planning, I will have practitioners who have used this tool to come to share how they use it. And this one will come today, and for Saturday I will have Hong Kong Red Cross come to talk about their use of strategic planning as a performance measurement tool. I will talk about these two on also if I don't have time today, I will talk about on Saturday. So let's talk about concept, agenda, and tool first. I'll give you 5 minutes. Try to fill in the class exercise sheet. Okay? Okay. So you can just give it to me afterwards. But this is to facilitate the discussion among yourselves too. So you're sitting in 5 groups. I want you to do this exercise. I want you first to share among your table your experience and your expectations. Discuss about that, and then as a group, answer the question that I asked you to answer in the exercise 2. Agree on what you as a group think performance measurement is, and for what and for whom. Write it on this sheet of paper. So, first part of the group sharing is an introduction, and let each of you know each other's experience and expectations of learning what you want to learn about organization or performance, and then discuss among yourself the exercise B. So to warm up first, can I have a show of hands first? I mean, anyone who has no experience, completely no experience of performance measurement. Hands? Oh, no? So everybody has a bit of experience, little bit. But program level evaluations. Anybody? Program, evaluating individual program.
Yeah, oh, no experience.
Yes. Yes. Individual program evaluation experience. How many? Even a little bit. Even a little bit. So majority has, because you have been involved in work. So, but organization level, evaluating how big or small the whole organization's impact and performance. When I refer to performance assessment, you have to have, it's not just a thinking process, but it's an engagement process with the organization levels of people, and you have a product or information to release to somebody, be it a funder, be it your own participants of the organization. So that kind of, the program level and the organization, you have to have a formal process of engagement and also a result, a performance result which you have to hand in. So organization level. So still your experience, so that's more to learn. Yeah. So the distinguish between a program, like a project, and an organization level, there's a fine difference. And the tools may not be the same. That's why I asked that your role and then your experience. Okay. So you start the group discussion. And share your experience first. You've used half of the time, and then work out exercise B together for a group answer. So for the first part, I will give you 10 minutes to share, each one share your own experience. When people look at performance, what are they talking about? What is performance? There are two dimensions. When you talk about performance, if you look at actions, what is your performance? When you look at performance as a quality of achievement, there are two dimensions to it. If you talk about performance as an action, but no differentiation of achievement, what is that? Producing, like a battery, the performance of a battery. It's the same. No difference in quality and no difference in action. You just plug it in, turn it on, a battery. If you talk about performance as an action, but with different achievements, with different competencies and capacities, what is it like when you talk about that? A car, you drive, but you can have different capacity. You have a sports car, you have a truck, you have a cycle. When you talk about just about performance as a result, as an achievement, but you don't talk about the actions. It's like your exam. Just result counts. No matter how hard you work. Not here. You fill in the class exercise, your attendance. So. One story about results count, I'll tell you. St. Peter, the saint who guards heaven, one day saw a taxi driver and a priest who comes in, who died. St. Peter says, "Oh, welcome." He took the taxi driver to a mansion with a garden, with a swimming pool. So you have labored in your lifetime. This is what you get in heaven. Wow, very happy. Then the priest says, "Wow, that's for a taxi driver. What's in for me?" So St. Peter took him to a little shack with a bunk bed. He was so unhappy. And then he asked, why? I prayed every day, and I teach about God's words, and I make sermons every day. What St. Peter says, well, once you start talking, giving a sermon, everybody falls asleep. But when the driver drives, everybody's so scared they start praying. So, results counts. Who can teach people to pray? The taxi driver or the priest? So, what only result counts is like the story. When you talk about performance, you talk about the process, the quality, as well as the results. As a business, you talk about profits, and also you talk about service quality. You've talked about competitive edge. So as a concept, when you talk about performance, this is a kind of differentiation. But the whole thing about driving performance as an agenda starts with the reform, not just of the business sector, but the whole public service. And in UK, in the States, when governments has less resources, they will have to modernize, maximize, marketize, and maintain. This whole trend of performance movement came with the public service reform. How it drove from the business sector of maximizing profit into improving public service. And that's why it spills into the nonprofit. The 3 M's: minimize, do more with less; marketize, bring in what the private sector, contract out part of the public service; modernize, use new ways to do it, like performance measurement, TQM, all these. Maintain, renew old practices. But what makes it more is the whole new jargons came out. And this goes much further with the US taking the lead, all these matrix terms, terminologies, zero-based budgeting. These are quality management, driving efficiency, driving productivity. You've heard about it. William can teach you. Looking at performance, the government for GPRA, the US government even went further to legislate on performance and results. It's an attempt to really drive and make the federal agencies accountable for the public dollar that they're using. All programs have to have goals, outcomes, and it's a requirement. The whole movement, like the UK, modeling on the business operations, bottom lines, manage for results. Looking at public service also, or social service as an open system, then they develop benchmarks. Sometimes you cannot put everything down to the dollar. Benchmarks, indicators were developed for quality and well-being. We'll talk about that. What William mentioned about dashboards. Thinking performance is like a machine, how to drive the performance, the results, what you look at it. Dashboards, balance scorecards, indicate KPIs. These are all the new concepts and matrix. I want to talk about, I put this as a reference, how to benchmark public administration, the public services, the public good. OECD is a good reference different countries were driving or modernizing their public administrations. They did a survey of the 30 OECD countries, taking stock of the different government modernization efforts and how they reform it, making it as a benchmark for references. How do governments balance between downsizing, efficiency, with the issue of fairness, equitable access? They do assessment of it. Another better assessment, it's the social indicators which OECD did. You can go on the website and look at it. They try to link quantitative evidence of social well-being as performance measurement in evaluating public policies. Like the recent, recent downsizing and cutting of public expenditure because of the financial crisis. They're doing this social indicators measurement to see how these tightening of the budget are affecting the social well-being. They quantify the social well-being into different segments or data: self-sufficiency, equity, health, and social cohesion. And they do cross-country comparisons. Each country has the statistics. So this is some kind of higher level performance measurement of benchmarking, especially for social values. Very interesting. Have a look at it. We talk about businesses. Baldrige criteria for performance excellence is the 60s, the 70s. Now they're talking about GRI, the Global Reporting Initiatives. It's now to G4 now. Did I bring a leaflet here? No, it's next time. This is the business sector. It's a disclosure. Oh, where I've put it. It's a standard disclosure for businesses other than financial reporting. What are the standard reporting? Like they report on economics, the environmental, social side, labor practices and decent work, human rights, society, product responsibility. This is a new standards for businesses to have cross-country, cross-businesses, disclosure format, and they're promoting it. All these in-talk on performance measurement you have heard about. Now they're talking not just double bottom line, triple bottom line. Profit, people, and planet. How a business and NGO perform in these three dimensions. B Corp, it's something like the business sector. It's for benchmarking. The disclosure, but how do you benchmark yourself against other people? B Corp is a list. Sustainability, blended value. It's Jeb Emerson. He started as a social worker. How do you blend in the value? We'll talk about true value by KPMG also. Talking about impact investing. This is from the funders. They're talking about they want to, fund those projects that has impact, that has it's a venture philanthropy. Social return on investment, social impact assessment, cost-benefit analysis. It's the latest. Happiness economics. How do you evaluate happiness and well-being? Valuation of well-being and welfare impact outcomes. All these are in talks. You go to Google and you find a whole list of it. It's not just, this course is not just to learn what it is. There are parts to it. And it's the whole movement of being accountable and asking for quality, asking for impact, and for what? For improvement, for changing strategy, for effectiveness, accountability. So this is whole trend of performance movement. Going to the part on, other than an agenda of performance measurement as a concept, as an agenda of development, we're talking about it as a tool. 4 key tools. Guess, what does this mean? Understanding? As a tool for? Balance. Control. You dance under my fingers. Together. As a tool for understanding and evaluation. Performance measurement as a tool for understanding what are we doing. And also, how are we doing? I want to ask you, doing the right thing and do the thing right, which one is more important for performance measurement? Doing the right thing or doing the thing right? Doing the right thing for performance measurement. Doing the right. How many? Raise your hands. For performance measurement, do you think it's more about doing the right thing or doing the thing right? Now think about it first. Doing the right thing. Raise your hands. Less than half. Doing the thing right. I do it. Doing the right, both are important. But doing the right thing is more strategizing, strategy, mission. Doing the thing right is more on performance. So one of my problems being a practitioner for 35 years, I've been always trying to do the right thing. I don't have time to measure whether I do the thing right. Because I'm at this stage, I started in the profession at the stage of pioneering. We start new services. We bring in new ideas. So always trying to develop the ways to do the right thing. When you go into a marginal community, do you start with organizing the residents against rent increase, or you start doing tuition classes or Midsummer Autumn Festival barbecue? What do you do? Finding the right thing to do. So that's why I like to teach this course, because I didn't do the thing right. And I want to learn the method to do the thing right. So, but both are important. It's the emphasis. It's for control and oversight. It's for management. This is not a dirty word. You need to be in control, and it's control and monitoring. It's important. You need to set standards and targets so the whole organization moves in one direction. You need to reward. Somebody says firing. Yes, incentives. to ensure targets and processes are fulfilled. You cannot just have people sitting there and waiting for other people to do their work. The whole organization, if you are responsible, you have to drive it. You have to set targets. And performance measurement is a tool for coordinating this effort, for monitoring whether the efforts are right in the direction you want to go. Compliance. Funders, performance contract. They give you the money, you have to deliver. So, this is not a dirty word. You need to. This is not just one person starting. It's mobilizing and motivating. Performance measurement does that, because with performance measurement, everybody knows that there's a target. You draw people together. You encourage positive behavior. You develop a performance culture. We are here not just as a social group and enjoy your day here. We are here for a purpose. You can celebrate achievements because you are helping people. You are fulfilling a need. This is, you use performance measurement to align the mission, align expectations of internal and external stakeholders. And you need to communicate. Performance measurement helps you to communicate to everybody to align their efforts, because there's one direction. There's one dot that you move together. It gives legitimization and mobilize support, because you can show to the public, to the funders, that you're using the resources that they gave you and the mandate that they gave you to deliver the needed services or fulfill the gap. So it's a mobilizing tool. And throughout, for improvement, a tool for improvement. It's not just to get your report card and give it to your mom. You have to learn. So one of the sessions we'll talk about using of performance results. It's political. How do you use these results? Who wants these results? And what does result tell? It touches on reallocation, adjustment of resources. But it is also a tool for you to justify the resources. And it is a tool for you to know to improve your work for the users, for the clients, to improve the process, the procedures, to do it better next time. Especially for organization performance, it's not a one-shot thing. It's an ongoing process. So, the 4 key management tool, or the goals for. You need a break? Okay. I'll talk about one more topic before giving the stage to our speaker. I mean, talking about so much is for what? I want to say something of what do we mean, what is the basic construct of a performance-based management system? A very typical one. What are we talking about? What are we measuring? So this is one of the required readings. It's a typical performance-based management system involves what? As you have said, there are inputs, outputs, outcomes. These you understand. Products and services, input dollars as well as manpower. And what others? Non-financial. Yes, ideas. Space, time. Yeah, yes. Outputs are projects and services. It's easier to find outcomes. Outcomes are usually difficult to define. I will talk further more about it. Processes, the throughputs. We talk about efficiency. What's efficiency? Input versus output and outcome. You count it, how the money is delivered in, you calculate the ratio. Quality, usually you calculate and measure benchmark outside. You talk about timeliness, accuracy, customer satisfaction as a measurement of quality. You define what's external and internal. Talk about effectiveness, it's how do you link inputs and outputs to objectives? Equity, the fairness of the net. This is a diagrammatic, you can move a bit forward. It's also one of the required readings. These are the program evaluations and performance measurements key issues. Like you start up with a need, like poverty. Then there's an objective, like asset building, like mentorship for children in poverty, an objective for the program. You study about the program here, the inputs, the throughputs, the activity, the outputs, and then the outputs here, the effectiveness. Effectiveness, there are two levels. The outputs, whether the outputs really deliver the outcome. Because you can have output of program, but not having true impact on the social situation. Examples? Many. Like you've organized the tuition classes, their attendance, but the results of your students hadn't improved. So you have outputs. You have people who have enrolled, who have paid you for the tuition class, but they failed in the exam. No output. The second level of effectiveness, does the outcome reflect the objective? Even if the kid has scored high, 有没有听过高分低能啊? The objective, 高分低能啊 of training the intellectual. The second level of effectiveness. It's measuring the outcomes with whether it addresses the need of poverty. So these are the issues of performance measurements in a diagram. Very good. This is in the PowerPoint in the Moodle. Don't need to copy. So we will be studying these. You will be the different measures of output outcomes, balanced scorecard, and different tools for assessing this. The logic model is a basic framework how to categorize these actions and how to count it. And so this is what we're talking about when we talk about performance measurement. Usually this is difficult to measure. I would advise you to have a look at one of the recommended readings on my list of the first class lecture. It's from Anheier, A-N-H-E-I-E-R, a German academic. He's the external examiner of this program. He's good. He has tried to give examples of outcome indicators, which I think it's very valuable. I've taken the 3 levels. At program levels, when you talk about a program, outcome is the reach, percentage of target constituency enrolled in your program. And participant-centered, when you look about behavior, have they changed? Desired activity. When you talk about policy, some of you mentioned, how do you assess efficacy outcomes? You talk about the number of target constituents aware of the issue. The advocacy reach to the, through communications. And we also talk about policy change. There, I just take some examples of it. So we'll be discussing more on outcomes. One thing about differentiating program evaluation with performance measurement, organizational performance measurement. I think this is one thing I want to, I raised in the beginning. It's usually program evaluation, it's episodic. One program, one evaluation. Whereas organization performance measurement are ongoing. Like you will hear, like performance goal, it doesn't come and go. It stays there with the whole daily process. It's part of the daily process, performance measurement. It's issue specific because it's program based and it's on general issues. We talk about a program's impact or evaluation on addressing a certain needs. But this whole, it's the whole organizational. Measures are customized for each evaluation. Measures are developed to collect data through routinized processes. The difference. For program evaluation, you usually try to answer the question, does the activity yield the outcome or the results? The attribution factor. But for performance, organized performance measurement, attribution is usually assumed. Measures describe what is going on but do not explain why. Like you take membership number as a key, as your enrollment number. They don't tell you because you did this, that's why you have so many people. You monitor the performance indicators, but program evaluation you ask for, did I do right? More. Target resources for each evaluation. The resources for performance, organization performance, is part of the organization infrastructure. It's built into your planning, built into your collection of data, which is not episodic, which is not program-based. And the evaluators for programs are usually can be outsiders. You can hire somebody to do an evaluation for you, a third-party evaluator. But usually for performance measurement, the managers, because you have to be in control and develop performance measure bottom up and top down. So it's different. So for program evaluation, the purpose of the program evaluation is negotiated up front. Why do you do this? What do you want to see? For performance of the organization, the uses or the purpose of performance can evolve over time to reflect changing information needs and priorities. It's an evolving process to do performance measurement for an organization base. This is a rough distinction. So the whole course is, we talk about a lot of tools in program evaluation when you come back in October. Data collection, data analysis, program-based experimentation, different methods. We'll talk about 2 or 3 tools for program impact evaluation, social impact assessment, participatory evaluation, which I chose, impact evaluation, including social impact, and participatory, appreciative inquiry, these tools. For performance measurement, the 4 tools, balanced scorecard, logic model, strategic planning, and KPI. These are inbuilt into the organization infrastructure. So roughly, this is, this I won't talk about. Okay. Then is our, no, not yet, is our speaker here? Hi, Losa. I will have to introduce our speaker. It's from Aberdeen Kaifong Association. They have been using balanced scorecard as an organization performance measurement since 1990s. End of 1990s. This is a whole book they have published. How do they use balanced scorecard at the corporate organization level, to the service level, to the unit level, and as a concept and as a practice. So, so it's I think very much Mr. Low, Katie, and your Laura. Chang-san.
First of all, I must thank Christine. Give me a chance, opportunity to share my experience with you guys. Okay. Before I go into the slide, I want to ask you stupid questions. Does anybody have a portable phone? Yeah. Can you show me yours? Okay. This is the first, the second, the fifth one, or the 10th?
Oh, what, like the model?
No, I mean, how much you had before?
Oh, no idea. Maybe.
More than 10, right?
Probably, yeah.
Okay, how about the others? How many you have?
Maybe 6, I think.
6. Can you tell me the first phone, about the function of the first phone? Oh. Okay, let me start, go into my slide. The origin of BSC, the balance scorecard. The first reason is time change. Just like our phone, it changed a lot. So I would like to compare the industrial age and the information age. Now we are saying information age, right? In the industrial age, if we consider assets, we are talking about tangible assets. Now, if we talk about assets, we are talking about intangible assets. We are talking about knowledge, technical knowledge, and thought. Okay. In the industrial age, we talk about production. We talk about mass production or standardization, right? When I was really small, my father bring me to the hair salon and come out in 15 minutes. All boys have the same cut, standardization. Okay, now it's flexible, it's innovative, it's customer product. I want this, I want that, okay? You can have your own style. You can be credited. Regarding the process, at that time we are talking about functional specialization. Now we are talking customer oriented. Okay, you can tailor-make your evening gown. You can tailor-make something for yourself. Okay, skills really steady at the time, but now we have to think about how to sustain innovative and fast growth, knowledge base, something like that. Integration. So now we are calling core specialties and strategic alliance. Okay. It changed a lot. So, next please. Another reason for change. Just up and down. we are not technically advanced enough. So let's go back to the blackboard. Okay, another reason. A long time ago, we used some kind of traditional performance measurement. We cannot name it, but it has some special features. Traditionally, traditional performance measurement have nothing to do with the organizational strategies or competitive edge. They just do their job. They're just selling their things, okay? They do not promote staff learning and growth. They have some kind of appendix, right? They come to learn and gain and work. Not much talking about the learning or development. At the time, they just focus on temporary performance and overlook the long-term need of the organizations. Okay. If doing hair cutting, you're doing hair cutting for 20 years. Okay. After that, we come to focus on financial accounting management model. We're looking into the books, accounting books. However, we find that such kind of management model can only measure the past performance. By the end of the year, you calculate how much you earn, how much you lost. And you go to the stock and check how many phones you steal in the stock. Okay. It cannot assess the organization's forward-looking investment. Now you're looking at Nokia, the portable phone. How many you have Nokia? No. You still have one. You're lucky. Keep it. See? Why? Why? Nokia, at that period of time, is the big brand name. Is a very good portable phone now. Nobody wants it, except one. Okay. The financial accounting management cannot provide information about the value of intangible assets and the intellectual assets. They just focus on the number, on how much they earn by the end of this year, by the end of the financial year. Coming out from this kind of inelegance, by the end, in 1992, Carbon and Lawton and some other famous management entrepreneurs in 1992 introduced the concept of balanced scorecard. What is it? It is a means to integrate companies' vision, resource, and daily operation. Okay, company's vision. The first time you come across, right? In traditional performance measure, we don't mention it. In financial management measures, we don't mention it. But now, company's vision come in. It is a strategic performance management system. Strategic performance management. I know in later classes you have strategic planning, something like that, so you can learn about it. And balanced scorecard also encourages us to understand the company's performance in both financial and non-financial perspective. Just before I mentioned about the financial performance management, we only focus on the financial part, right? Because focus on the number, the money. But now we are extend our the perspective. We pay more attention to the non-financial perspective. And at last, it is a commitment to reform. Why? I will tell you later. In BSc, in Balanced Scorecard, this professor retained the traditional financial measures. We keep it. as one of the perspective. They say these financial measures is good enough in industrial age because the company's success is not dependent on the long-term capacity or the customer relationship. No, my father bring me to the to do the hair cutting and give me all the same cutting and get out. We can do it month by month, year by years. We have not much requests. Okay, so if they're just doing that job, they will be fine at that time. They don't need to consider long-term capacity, customer relationship. However, financial measures is inadequate in the information age because the company in that information age have to create future value through investment in customer, supplier, employee, process, technology, and innovations. Obviously, Nokia is not good enough in this area, right? So they closely being kicked out from the business now. This is the outlook of the Balanced Scorecard. And I just said this professor keep the finance measures, right? And they also add 3 more perspectives in it. And on the left-hand side, they add the customer perspective. On the right-hand side, they add the internal business process and also the learning and growth. It looks like a cycle, right? But not really. Okay, you can see then go back and forth and even go any direction. Why? I can tell you later. So remember, the Balanced Scorecard means balance. We have to balance these 4 perspectives. These 4 are usually used, but if you ask me, can I add 1 more in? Can I? Answer is yes. You can get 1 or 2 more, but not 10. Okay. You can add some more perspective, which is very, very important in your business. If you are doing air cargo freight business, something like that, supplier is very important. Okay, you can add the very, very important area in that scorecard. The 4 perspective of Balanced Scorecard. Financially, we have to answer questions. Answer 1 question. To succeed financially, how should we appear to our stakeholders? In the private business, in the private sector, the only finance objectives is profit seeking, right? And in public agents, public organization, we have to measure about how effectively or how efficiently they meet the need of our stakeholders. Not very focused on revenue, not very focused on finance, although which is very important. Customer. If the question is, to achieve our vision, how should we appear to our customer? In private agency, we have to provide quality goods and service, right? and effective delivery system. And overall, we have to care about the overall customer satisfaction. I hate to, as a customer, I hate to order things from big store. I tried to buy a television and asked them to deliver to my house. Okay, 2 weeks later. 2 weeks later? No TV for 2 weeks? No. And okay, then I asked, when? What time? Probably from 2 to 6. 2 to 6, I have to wait for you from 2 to 6 at home, waiting for your delivery. Is it a good service? As a customer, you want it? I don't want it, right? So, if you want to achieve your vision, how should you appeal to our customer? Internal business process. To satisfy our shareholders and customers, what business processes must we excel at? Must we good at? Or do our best? Taking the example I just said, okay, buying a TV. If I go to your store and order TV, and your cycle of delivery is very efficient, very quick. If I place my order at 10 in the morning, if you can give the television to me at sharp 2 to 2:30, I would be very happy, right? This is the internal business process. Okay, some people, some agency has to identify their critical process to make it more competitive in the market. So you have to identify what is your best process, what is the critical process you can do to create value for your customer. Learning and growth. To achieve our vision, how will we sustain our ability to change and improve? Very important, right? It is forward-looking. We have to learn. We have to be more innovative. We have to meet the needs of the changing world, right? Obviously, Nokia again, their product is so outdated. Okay, they have no or not enough ability to change, to innovate. Okay, so what a pity. Oh, okay. Let's do a quick comparison between the private and public sector organization. In general strategic goal, in private sector, they stress on the competitiveness. In public sector, it stress on mission, value, and effectiveness. On financial goal, right? Private sector stress on profit, and public sector we stress on efficiency, value, something like that. Okay. All right, let's skip it. I don't want to go through any. Okay. Ready to go to my sharing? Okay. Just introduce you some very, very basic information, concept of the brand scorecard. Now I'm going to share my experience on the use of brand scorecard in my agents. I have to introduce a little bit of my agency to you. It is very important thing. My agency is a multi-service center, multi. Its services range from early childhood to frail elderly. Okay. This organization structures. Let's look at the service side here. We have, I don't want to go through all this, a multi-service center, right? And Integrated Family, Children and Youth and Community Development Service is one arm. Recently, we have Linkage Lamkin Yip Center, which is doing the intergeneration practice. Okay, why I have to highlight this one for you? Remember this. This is a very, very innovative idea. Innovative. Next, elderly service, all kind of center services, and we have integrated discharge support program for elderly patients. It is a new service. It came into service 3 years ago. We do it very good. And we have a seminar on Saturday this week in Hospital Authority to further elaborate this program. Home support service, and we do a lot of home support service. We deliver our care worker to those homes, elderly homes, to do service for them. Look at the picture. Okay, this is the rough background of the of my agency. You know, that is a very, very multi-service. Okay, we don't have a single focus. We have a lot of focus. Around the beginning of the second millennium, I mean the year of 2000. There are a lot of changes in Hong Kong civil service. This includes the implementation of SQS, Service Quality Standard, Funding and Service Agreement. And also there was competitive bidding. There is a lump sum grant policy. There is a business improvement plan. And most importantly, there are a lot of emergent social service needs. A lot of new service come up. Under these situations, we have to change. We have to answer the questions. What are donors and the government asking for? What are they asking for? In order to answer these questions, we need to find a tool to measure and tell them our performance, right? I did that. I did that very good. You should give me the money. The only way to persuade them to give you, to support you with money, right? So we need to prove our performance in different aspects. First, a managerial aspect. We have to set goals and standards for ourselves. We have to assess our efficiency and effectiveness. We have to detect problems and improve the process, right, managerially. Politically, we have to set accountability. We have to make ourselves accountable to the donor, to the government, to the departments. We have to show them for value of money. Okay, you give me the money, you give me that little amount of money, and you have big reward. Economically, we have to ensure efficient use of resource, show donor and government the efficiency. That's why we have to answer these questions. Where are we now? balance scorecard as a management tool, performance management tool, which is different from the traditional accounting method, right? Which was mostly focused on profit and loss. BSC help agents transform its mission, vision and strategies into objectives and measures. It is strategic goal oriented. I explained it before. Next. Okay. It has four perspectives. When we are talking about balance scorecard, what are we balancing? Balance what? We balance internally and externally. Inside the agents, inside the company, and outside the company. We have to make a balance. We have to balance between financial and non-financial. We have to balance between need and net indicators. Okay. Anybody know what is need and net indicator? No. Need indicator, some kind of, you can consider it as a kind of a prediction. Net indicator is a kind of evaluation, the result of you did something. Okay. We can maybe I can explain a little bit more later. We have to balance between short-term and long-term value. This is why we call balance scorecard. We have to balance all this. At the last, it is a communication system, because remember the card? If you design a card, so anybody in the company, from the top of the company and to the lower level of the staff, they all know what is going on in the agency, in the company. They all know what is our mission, what is our vision, what is our objective. So we can do our works together. Okay. Let's come to the real experience in my agents. Uh, 11 steps, my experience. In some books, there are 8 steps, 9 steps. I make it more clumsy, 11 steps. First, identify stakeholders and analyze their needs and expectations. Very, very basic, very, very important. Okay, you have to know who is your stakeholder. What do they want? Okay. The stakeholder, those who have an interest in your organization, your activities, and your achievement. Okay, you have to define, you have to find out who is your stakeholders. Board of directors, service users, employee, funding body, something like that. Okay. You have to balance their needs. You have to balance their needs. Okay. You have to analyze their needs and expectation. You have to know them well. Okay. This is very important. In different levels, you find different focus of your stakeholders. Board of director, they want to respond to social need, very high sounding, right? Service user, they want good quality service. Employee, they want job security, something like that. Okay. And funding body, SWD, they are asking about SQS and FSA, funding and service agreement. And also other funding body, they also asking for value-added service. I give you that money, you give me how many Ks. Anything more? Value added. Okay, this is their focus. Okay, you have to know what they want, what they need. Next one. At uni level, if you are a children youth center, right, you have to consider what? Study room, studying facilities. If you are doing elderly work, the home-based work, you have to look at the household cleaning, escort to hospital, something like that. If you are police, your focus is crime prevention, right? So different units have their interests. Somebody will ask me, why? Why police? I have nothing to do with the police. I do. The people, the police relation department will come to my centers and ask me to do something to do the crime prevention. This is their interest, right? So I have to consider. Okay, next page. Okay, next step. We have to define our agency value, vision, and mission. I just say mission. Mission is the core purpose of which a person, team, or organization is created. If you don't, any agency should have a mission. This is the reason why this agency survives, right? If your agency has no mission, ask them to make one. Okay. Is any agency has no mission? No, right? They should have one. And okay. The first step is identify the stakeholders. The second step is define the vision, mission, and value. Right? It comes. The third step, what is to define strategies and strategic goals. Strategy. What is strategies? It's shared understanding about how a mission is to be reached. It guides the process, how we mobilize our resource to achieve our stated objective of the agents, of the organization. It's very, very important. It's the most important part of the balanced scorecard. This is, you have to spend more time in it. How to develop a strategies for your company. Okay, there are a lot of methods or ways or models to tell you how to develop a strategies. But I will tell you mine, which is the most easy one. Okay, later. Carpenter said approach strategy as choosing the market and identify the most critical business process and selecting the organizational capacity required for it. This is his strategies. Identify the market, choose the best process, and choose the best people work for you. This is the strategies. Alternatively, some people, some company deploy a strategy based on core competence. They start from the core competence. Okay. Some 30 years ago, right? Family business. The father is good in doing hair cutting. Okay, so they do their business just on hair cutting. This is the father's core competence. Okay, so they have such skills. So they identify start to identify their customer. Right? So you can start your strategies from customer and from the process. That means from core competence. Okay. Other frameworks for to define the strategies. Some people don't talk about this. We talk about are there any major challenge our agency is facing? We have to do something on it, right? Start from the reality. Are there any management issue or obstacles hindering our agency? We start work on it. So there's another framework to start our how to devise our strategies. Okay, AKA experience, the most easy one. Practically, we use SWOT analysis in devising strategies. Anybody know SWOT analysis? Strength. Okay, very good. How? How? How to use SWOT analysis in devising strategies? Very easy for me. By using McKinsey 7 framework and pastel analysis and EC and AC1. Okay. McKinsey 7S framework. Heard about it? Yes. McKinsey 7S framework is good for internal diagnosis, to take a look in your company, in your agency. Okay, they focus on share value. They focus on structure, system, strategy, skills, style, and staff internally, right? So when you look into these 7 areas, you find out the strengths and weaknesses of your company. Okay, of course, there are some other kind of framework you can apply, but this is the most easy one for me. So just introduce to you. Another one is pastel analysis. Needless to say, P, political, E, economical, social, legal, environment, technology, something like that. Okay. What are these? External environment. External environment. We have to examine the external environment. Right? Easy, right? So, after you did the McKinsey 7S, after you did the pastel, you find out the strengths and weaknesses. You find out the opportunity and threats. Right? Finish. SWOT analysis. Finish. Can we come to a strategy? What do you say? What do you say?
No.
No. I would say yes. I'm lazy. I don't want to do a lot of stuff. Okay. Just put my analysis in this table. Structure, strength. Staff, strength. If I consider our staff, oh, my staff are really good. They are very knowledgeable. They are very, very innovative. They are very, very informative. Is this strength? Yes, of course, yes, right? So we put it strength. Weaknesses? No, I don't want to say it, okay? Opportunity. The outside world, okay? Is there any opportunity there? They have a lot of new tendering here, right? So this is our opportunity. My staff are really smart, innovative, and knowledgeable. We can bid that tender. We have to choose which one, which tender, because there are a lot of tender, right? So we come to the basic question. What is our mission? what is our value? What is our vision? Okay. Mine is a social service center, multi-service center. AKA is not specifically working with those drug addicts. Drug addicts. If there is a tender regarding the drug addicts, even my staff is really good. We won't place our tender for that service, right? It's not our mission, not our value. So, okay, up to this moment, I try to blend all these concepts together for you. Okay, closely you can devise your strategies. Use SWOT analysis in devising strategies. Here, opportunity and strength. We try to maximize strength to capitalize on new opportunity, right? This is my strategies. When we there are weaknesses in my company, and the external conditions is not good, it's a threat, right? So we try to minimize our weaknesses and avoid threats. 4 basic direction. And the other one is conquer weaknesses by using new opportunity. We may use strength to minimize threats, right? Is that okay? Going too far or okay? All right. We just devise a strategies for our company. So we have to make a statement. We have to make a strategic goal statement. General statement about the organization's direction without stating target or dates. It provides focus for management objective only. Okay. There are some examples. For customer, if you focus on our customer, we may make our goal statement as actualize the service user first policy. Okay. Process. If we focus on the process, we may make a strategic goal like promote service innovation at center. We huge stress on innovation. If your staff is very innovative, very smart enough. Okay, next. I just borrow some example. Charlotte City is a council's strategic map. As a city council, they have a lot of works to do, right? So they use the Sparent scorecard. They also define the strategic themes because they have different focus. As a city council, right? They have to concern about the community safety, transportation, city within a city, something like that. There are different themes, different focus. And okay, let's go to the strategic objective. I just said some big company have to make their themes, have to make their focus. That's why I introduced to you that my agency is a multi-service center. We have different focus. We are not single focus. We are multi-focus, right? So this is the reason why I always emphasize my agency is multi-service center. Okay, it comes to the strategic objective. Can I come back to the last screen? Okay, take the first one. The community safety is theme, right? Then go to the next one. Next. one of the strategic objectives, reduce crime, right? It's very clear, very close. Increase perception of safety and make people feel that it is safe, right? So these objectives are really close, really linked with the strategic themes or focus. Okay, this is my agency's principle. My agency's mission is to promote mutual concern among laborers, nurture the youth and serve the community. This is our mission. The belief or the value, care, helpfulness, accessibility, reliability, and mutuality. And we can make a short word, alchemy, as charm, C-H-A-R-M. Our vision is to provide quality service and strive for excellence in the social service sector. Okay, here comes the strategic goal. What is our goal? To provide quality service with open and innovative mind to satisfy the ever-changing needs of our customers. Two important messages there. One is innovative, open, right? Why? Why we dare to say that? We have to use open and innovative mind. Because we did the SWOT analysis. We found out our staff are very open, are very innovative. So we consider this is our strength. So we make use of this strength. Okay? Two, capitalize the opportunity, right? At the very beginning, we say that there emergent social need, a lot of new service coming up, a lot of requests from the public. So we use our open mind to satisfy the ever-changing needs of our customer. This is our strategies. That's why I highlight one or two new center, new service to you. Linkage center is a brand new concept. New concept in social service. We do the IDSP, Integrated Discharge Service project for the frail elderly. It's a new project, new service. We go for it. We always talk to ourselves that we can do it. We can do it very good, very good. So we go for it. We have 4 themes because under a multi-service center, we have different focus. The first one is we focus on social capital. At the time, social capital was a very important concept, right, Christine? You know very well. And we also stress on community support because we are a community center. We stress on continuous learning. We stress on personal development. This is our focus. In each theme, in each focus, we have one specific, I just highlight one, strategic objective. In social capital, we promote the accumulation of social capital. We have to accumulate, okay? This is our objective. Again, this is only a statement with no date, with no amount, with no something like that. We have to do it later. Okay, this is very important principle. Okay, after that, we have to do the process mapping. Process mapping. We have to identify the process which is very critical to that strategies. We have to deploy key stakeholders' need into the critical process because I just said police, right? Is one of my stakeholders. I have to know what do they want, what do they need. I have to put their need into the critical process. If we want to do the social capital thing, right? We have to go out a lot. We have to do a lot of organizing. We have to do a lot of relationship building thing. We have to go to the community and talk to the residents, organization, something like that. We have to inform the police. We are doing this and that. Okay, they have to support us. They know what are we doing in the community. We are not doing something bad. We are doing the accumulation of social service, accumulation of social capital. So maybe police is one of my stakeholders. I have to inform that. I have to do good. I have to consider their needs, right? Okay. After process mapping, we have to set the objective for different perspectives. As I said before, there are 4 perspectives. We can set different objectives in different perspectives. You can set 1 or 2, 3 at most. In total, there may be 8 to 10 or 8 to 12 in 4 perspectives. Don't make it 20, 30. You will die. You will die. You cannot measure that much. How to set objective? Oh, smart. Okay, I know. You guys are all very smart.
Achievable.
Okay. These are really good, but I'm talking about we have 4 perspectives. These 4 perspectives are interrelated, right? So their objectives are also interrelated. Should be interrelated, right? So by doing this, the step 6, 7, and 8 is usually they blend together, they mix together. 5, 6, 7, 8. They have to blend together. The point 5 is the process mapping, right? When you're doing the process mapping, you start thinking about the objective. You start thinking about the later stage, the strategic map, the map. Okay, so they blend together. So by I usually start with a storytelling thing. Just make up your story. You tell a story, and by applying the if-then questions, and then find out the cause-effective hypothesis between these 4 perspectives. I usually do the 2-way if-then questions. 2-way. Okay, I can. Okay, after doing the storytelling, you can come up with different combinations: financial, customer, internal process, learning and growth. Or you can place customer, finance, and the others. So different kind of combinations. Okay. So here comes the cause-effective hypothesis. This is one of the general story. Okay. Start from learning and growth. If knowledge and skill of employee is foundation for all innovation and improvement, so we have to ask them to learn, something like that. Okay. So if they learn, they become skilled worker. Skilled, empowered employee will improve the way they work, right? If they improve the way they work, will need to increase customer satisfaction. Is that logical? If customer satisfaction increased, will lead to better financial result. Is it logical? Yes. very, very basic. So you have to train yourself and discuss with your colleagues how to tell a story, a story. You have to make it logical and accepted by each one in your management board. They have to believe it. This is one-sided. I just said I usually do the two-sided, right? This is one-sided. I'll tell you later the other side. Previous. It's the outlook of the strategic map. Objective, perspective. Nothing. There's nothing, right? Next. Strategic maps. NGO always do not treat financial reward as the ultimate goal, right? Agree? But will improving our society as the most important mission. We usually do that, right? So therefore, mission is put at the top of the position of the structure, very top. Below is the customer. Okay, I just said I do the two-way if-then question, right? Try to construct a story for myself here. Starting from the mission, a series of if-then question or ways to clarify the cause-effective relationship of different strategic goals. We have to ask, if we want to achieve the vision derived from the mission, who is our customer? How should we create value for them? Starting from our mission, we start to ask, who is our customer? How should we create value for them? What are they need? Okay. If we want to satisfy the needs of our customer, then which part of our internal process should be improved or reinforced? If we want to make our customers satisfied, right, what should we do? We should deliver the product as soon as possible without waiting time. I will be very happy, right? So you have to improve the process of delivery. Don't take 2 weeks. Okay, it becomes clear. This is logical. As for financial aspect, if we want to enhance value for customer understanding resource, then how should we increase income while cutting costs? This is a question we have to ask. So I don't want to go through each one. Okay. Another sign of the if-then question. On the contrary, we continue to ask questions like this. If staff obtain some learning and improvement, then some of the internal process could be improved, right? So you ask again, back and forth. And it is not a must. From A to B is not necessary from B to A. So you have to ask, you have to discuss with your colleagues. Then you can come up with a good story. With that good story, you know what are you going for. What is your objective? Okay? Okay. If you find out the most critical process is to shorten our delivery time, right? So we have to shorten our delivery time. The next one. Example, the map. Next one, please. This is our agency map, agency strategic map. To accumulate social capital, we have to integrate formal and informal care. We have to understand the service need. You know what they want, so we have to do some research on in this area. We have to develop volunteer resource. We have to enhance our multi-talent ability. It is logical. It's a story that we talk to ourselves and talk to the board, to talk to our management level staff, and to build up this strategic map. Because of time is running out, I have to rush. KPI, after the map, after we have defined the objective, we have to find out the key measures. Key measures is the way, the scale you want to use to measure your success. Okay. So it is a yardstick, a metric, a number used to learn the size, a level, degree of a variable, whether it is a process or result. You have to use a measurement to measure. You know what to measure. You have to. For example, financial measure. If you want to know how much you make, we have to measure the total revenue. Very easy. If we want to measure the value we create for the customer, we have to use customer satisfaction. Okay, something like that. Rush. We have to set target for the measure. To make money, we have to measure the total revenue. How much you want? You have to set target. To increase 20% increase, good enough? You have to set a target. Easy. Total revenue increase 20%. Customer satisfaction rate greater or even to 80%. That means 80% of your customers are feeling satisfied with your work. Then you come to the target. Oh, pretty close. It's 10. I said there are 11, right? Priority, initiative. We have to prioritize the initiative. What is initiative? Initiative are the specific program, activities, project, and action you will embark on to help ensure that you meet the performance target. Right after I come in, I heard about the program evaluation, something like that. Hey, program evaluation, come here. Kick in here. Initiative. You're doing good in your program and in your unit performance. And all the units doing their work really good. Then it comes to the success of the agents, right? No agency would say your programs are really good, but your agency is failed. I don't believe that, right? So it links together. Okay. The blueprint. I just ran over, talk about mission, vision, strategic goal. 4 perspective, strategic objective, the measures, the target, the initiative, and a score. Scorecard, brand scorecard. Okay, you have to record the score. How much you score? You have to decide the level of score you are satisfied. Your agency is satisfied. Is there any norms within the NGO, within the business? So you have to mark down the score. What did you have? So as a base for further improvement. So this is the blueprint of the brand scorecard. Thank you.